Hey, welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. I'm now going to do my pickups that I picked up at Vancouver Fan Expo. I already did my video showing what the event was like. A lot of fun, actually pretty crowded, especially considering how many years it's been since the last time. But we're not here to talk about the show. We're here to talk about my pickups and my really cool experience meeting Anthony Daniels. But let's start off with what I got. First thing, just a mouse pad. My mouse pad at work is getting real ratty. And I saw this and I thought, yeah, no, that'll work. I like the goldfish bowl. Like that is definitely, that just says me all over it. And this is from Lisa LaRose, Bizarre and Colorful Artworks. LisaLaRoseArt.com. Check her out. Next item. I've seen this advertised and I thought this is silly. But now that I was able to pick it up, I'm getting it. It's a Star Trek phaser, and I already have a Star Trek phaser, as you know, but this is a bottle opener. So yeah, it's kind of cool. It'll be, now it's $35, so yeah, the price tags at Fan Expo can be a little high, but I just thought, why not? I wasn't getting a heck of a lot of other stuff except for what's left in the box there. So this I'm going to use as a proper bottle opener for another video. I'm not going to open it up now, but that I just thought, yeah, very cool. Star Trek phaser bottle opener. That leads primarily to the last item, and I was thinking of getting this for a while. The hyper real Luke Skywalker figure from Hasbro and Disney. I have wanted a Luke in Bespin outfit for a long time. Again, I'm not going to open this up here, but there will be a follow-up video where I actually unbox this, check it all out. What I like about the hyperreal, and the reason it caught my eye, the likeness, it doesn't look like it very much in this picture, but the likeness to Mark Hamill of the figure is very, very good. In fact, I will at least give you a preview here. So we've got, there is Luke. I don't know if you can make him out very clearly. Very, very posable. You know, lots of points of articulation. Many different hands and effects, and the gun is in there somewhere. Ooh, actually some of his hands have moved loose, so I hope the gun is down there. Should be. Oh wait, is the gun on his belt? Yes, he's got his blaster on his belt. Sorry, you didn't see that there. His blaster is on his belt, so that's good. I've heard conflicting things about the lightsaber being bent, and it looks like it is in the box. You know what? We will save that for another video, but that is one. Like, look at these different poses you can make him strike. It's great. That is one that I have wanted for a long time, and I'm very happy to finally have the hyper-real Luke figure. Again, be opening him up later, but as a little tease, I will open up the back here, because another reason we ended up buying this was because I had some items I needed to carefully bring home, and this was a very handy way to move said item. I'm going to set that down for a second. Also in the bag here, related to that, as mentioned, I got my picture taken with Anthony Daniels, who played C-3PO. That was an amazing experience. We're going to be talking about him in a moment. Well, actually, that's mainly what we're talking about now. I got Anthony Daniels' autograph. Now, the options, there were several different pictures here that I could have chosen, a lot from like the newer trilogy. And when I saw this one, I thought, oh, that's one of the earliest photos I've ever seen of R2 and 3PO. And as you can see here, for Kevin, I was saying as he was writing it, that's really stylish writing. I like the way he's done that. Anthony Daniels, C-3PO. Awesome stuff. But what was funny is as I was handing this to him to get it signed and stuff like that, he immediately, I guess I had chosen this because this was on this photo shoot moment, not this exact picture, is from the Story of Star Wars record LP that I had way back in the 70s. So when I saw this version of R2 and 3PO, among many that I could get autographed, I thought, yeah, let me get this one. Not realizing, and as I handed it to Anthony to get it signed, he said, oh, you've chosen the one with all the errors on it. I was like, what are you talking about? He said, well, let me show you. First thing he pointed out, if you look closely down here, you can make out the running shoes that he's wearing. He also pointed out R2's got his leg actually permanently clamped. I don't know if you can make that out. Permanently clamped to there, like the figure or the the droid enclosure is supposed to pop forward and back, but this is actually sort of nailed into that position. And I believe the light is off or something. But what I thought was even funnier still, and I'm very pleased he mentioned it. I'll see if I can find it here. Somewhere on 3PO, he pointed to it. Now, I was very nervous and just wanted to talk to him, so I didn't pay close attention. But somewhere here... Oh, I can't find it. It wasn't down there. Maybe it's... Oh, it might be in his stomach. Anyway, he said, yes, and of course, the cigarette butt. He's actually hiding a cigarette. Maybe it's in there. That might be it there. Yes, cigarette butt. And I was kind of smirking at the moment because I am aware that, at least back then, don't know if it's still true today, but Anthony in his day was a smoker. And it's kind of weird to associate that. I mean, here are these characters that we know as beloved childhood favorites. And certainly nowadays with Disney owning the franchise, they would never in a million years ever want to kind of let it be known that 3PO was once a smoker, but he was. And Anthony actually mentioned to me, yes, there's a cigarette, but I wish I could find it here. It's not these little pipes which are part of his actual... And I thought maybe he was pointing to that, but that's actually the piston part of his leg. Where was he pointing? Oh, man, if I can find it, I will insert a little thing, but... there is a cigarette butt hidden there, according to Anthony Daniels himself, the man in the moment. So that was pretty cool. And as a final thing that was very enjoyable, we had a moment or two as he was finishing signing that. I said, just by the way, Mr. Daniels, I did want to show you 10 years ago, my sister and I went to Death Valley and we actually stood in the spot where you have walked before. And it was a pleasure to walk in your footsteps. And when he saw this picture, because I don't know if you can make this out here. So this ridge of mountains here is that ridge of mountains there. These slopes here are these slopes here. So this is the exact spot. This is the 12 Horse Canyon. I can't remember the name of it. In Death Valley. And we had been there. And I showed him this picture of me and my sister, and I even said I was channeling you as I stood there, because that's where 3PO stood. And I apologize, I'm maybe not as svelte as you were back in the day. And he did actually chuckle when I said that. But he was very surprised when I showed him this. He's like, good Lord, how extraordinary. Now, I don't know if he was just being polite or not, but he did say, I have never seen somebody do this. And then he started telling me about how the matte painting was done back in the day, which I kind of know. But I was so pleased to have a moment there for him to see us where he stood doing 3PO and R2. And he had a great moment. He was just like, this is really, really extraordinary. Thank you very much for sharing that. I was really thrilled. In fact, one little thing I think I've heard him mention in some of the making ofs documentaries, he said, for this sequence, George Lucas was playing the part of R2-D2. We had, he was on, this is a radio-controlled unit moving forward, but in order for me to have somebody to kind of do my lines against, George, behind the camera, was actually doing the bleeps and bloops sound effects. So it's just like, oh, that's so cool. So there we were doing, the scene from Return of the Jedi, and I was speaking with the man himself. It was a great, great moment. So those are my pickups from Vancouver Fan Expo. Don't need to see my gut. There, we'll set 3PO in there. Those are my pickups from Fan Expo. Not too much, but you know what? It was more seeing the event, and I was very pleased with what I did end up bringing back. So, hope you enjoyed that. Until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.